call the meeting to order. Everybody please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The New Jersey Open Publics Meeting Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of public bodies at which any business affecting their interests is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this act, the Cedar Grove Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be advertised by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on bulletin boards in the district, published and or transmitted to the Verona Cedar Grove Times and Star Ledger newspapers, tap into online news, filed with the township clerk, and posted on the district's website. Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara.
Here.
Mr. Pavulovich. Mr. Schoner.
Here.
Mr. Mandela.
Here.
Mrs. Dai.
Here. The meeting is open to the public for comments on items on the agenda. Seeing none, good evening.
Hello.
How's everybody doing this evening?
Good.
Fantastic. So we have some presentations, so we'll kind of skip the chit chat, except for if anybody has some quick reports on anything they've attended. Mr. Schoner?
The only thing I'd like to say is that the film club is going to have the film festival this Friday night at 7 o'clock. And the great thing about it is that 2 years ago, there was 8 kids and no film. They didn't make anything. Last year, there was 15 kids and they made 1 film. Now we actually have 30 kids in the film club and they've made 4 films. So it's
awesome.
It's really taken off. That's it.
great.
Yeah,
it.
really excited about it.
Awesome.
Yes, that's it.
I have just 2 things. The middle school production of The Wizard of Oz was last week, and it was great. I think they did a great job. I think there was over 100 kids who participated, which was a huge, huge number of kids. And I think it went really well. So congratulations to everybody who did that and everybody who made it happen, and it was very successful. So it's good. The other thing is I attended the middle school FSA meeting last night. And just real short, there are obviously a million dates for things towards the end of the year. Obviously, the biggest thing is graduation on June 19th. One other thing is they are looking for FSA members, people who want to take on roles. So if anybody's looking to volunteer, that's a way to do it. The last meeting will be June 4th. And then the only other thing I wanted to point out from what Mr. DeCourt had said is that they made changes to the park testing this year, in which what they did is they had 1 grade a week. So like for instance, if you were the 5th grade, you tested in the morning and in the afternoon on day 1, but then you only tested in the morning the next 4 days, and then it was over. And that seemed to go over a lot better.
A lot easier,
and be less interruption as far as school time too. So they were pleased with that. And that was really the main thing. So that was good. And that is all I have. So moving on, as we've been talking about for the last few weeks, and we're excited to present to everyone, we have a board presentation on safety and security. And I think we probably want to have Mr. Donahue go first because yours is a lot shorter. Okay, so that's what I thought.
Yes, it's just for the audience. So.
All right, so what I'm going to present to you tonight is options for Cedar Grove High School and for the middle school for creating security vestibules. So this is the Cedar Grove High School. This is the main entrance right here, the main office here. So what we're proposing is creating a security vestibule right here in front, under, you can see a little rendering here, under the overhang that exists there. This way we can minimize construction costs because we don't have to build a roof. We already have one in place. It's the media center right above here. And create a new entrance right up the walkway, covered entrance. And then, so if someone does come in, they're stuck in this vestibule before they can go any further. And go into the corridor, and then work their way back into the office.
Let's do that all over again, or?
What'd you say? No, I don't think so.
Good, okay.
Vestibule, it's the high school, it's covered, it's below the media center.
Gotcha.
Great.
There was
Gotcha.
no sound at all before?
The next one will be that short. Okay, so on to the middle school, proposed security vestibule. At the middle school, this is the cafeteria here. This is the main entrance, the main office here. What we're proposing is building a wall with double doors here, removing some of the glass here and creating a new door here. And so this way, when someone comes in, they are in this vestibule and they cannot get out of this vestibule until they're buzzed into the office. They're not buzzed into the corridor. So again, you're containing someone when they come into the school. That's all I have. Any questions?
You just want to talk about at North End and South End, that they're already in place?
Yeah, North End and South End, you already have vestibules in place. There's some minor work that we have to do. It's actually not even architectural in terms of some controls that are in those vestibules that we want to remove from those vestibules. But they're already in place at both schools, so you don't have to do anything at either one of those schools with regards to building something. Okay,
That's great.
thank you.
Awesome, awesome.
I was right when I said his presentation was short. Exactly. Thank you kindly.
Thank you.
All right, and then our next board presentation, which won't be nearly as short, is going to be through Johnson's Communications, and they're going to walk us through all the security measures that we are considering.
Good evening, Board of Education, Mr. Superintendent, Mr. Business Administrator. My name is George Soto. I'm with Johnston Communications. I'm here with my boss, Steve Mullen, the Executive Vice President of Johnston Communications. We are a security expert company firm, Johnston. We've been in business for over 40 years. We're located in North Jersey, North Arlington, and we've been asked to come here today with a proposed security plan and budget in efforts to help the Board of Education kind of budget for upcoming years and a good security plan. So what we've done is we've put together a brief presentation to just kind of explain the different aspects of the proposal and the budget that we've put together. So on the first slide, I've outlined a couple of different bullets. The first one is situational awareness software and class/lockdown. So this is the situational awareness software that will kind of overlay in the district, that will give the district the visibility of any type of event or incident that may happen within the school. Full visibility shared with the police department in real time. Strobe lights and panic buttons. Every school will be outfitted with strobe light and panic buttons in the event that we do activate a scenario, whether it be medical emergency, fight, God forbid, active shooter, any type of intruder type scenario. That's where these panic buttons and strobes will come in handy. We have wireless electronic locks for immediate lockdown. This is software and mechanical mechanisms that are already implemented in your high school today, and it works very well, very good feedback. So we're simply going to take that same design and roll it out throughout the rest of the schools. The reason why it's so handy is because it gives the principal or security personnel the ability to lock down these doors in an instant in the event that there is an incident. Visitor management systems. This is an entry type system that basically manages anybody who comes to visit the school, whether it be parent, guardian, any type of person that would come to the school. It's a system where they would come into these vestibules, they'd be asked to present some sort of identification to a scanner The scanner would scan that person's information and then go against a database. The database could be the National Sex Offender Registry. It could be a local database that's developed by the district with personnel and people who they do not want in the school or people that are allowed in the school. It could also handle things like custody. Custody is a big problem today for schools because they don't know always who's supposed to pick up the child from school that day. So this particular software could keep track of these type of instances. That's the visitor management software. Video surveillance. The district has video surveillance right now, and it works pretty good, but you can always have more coverage. So we'll enhance that system, and we'll make it one interactive system that will work throughout the entire district. Give the police department and law enforcement officials the ability to review video or view live video in an instance from one interface. Classroom phones in 2 of the schools. The southeast school and northeast school will get classroom phones in the teacher area of each classroom that will give the teacher the ability to communicate quickly with either the front office in an instance or dial 911 if need be. And then finally, we're going to require some infrastructure upgrades and data network upgrades. When we put all these applications together to make a secure school, we always have to make sure the infrastructure is in place and able to handle these enhancements. So that is a big part of this project. Integrated solutions for visibility and situational awareness. This is the class software that we discussed. This is the overlay software that the school will use as a tool to monitor daily activities and exactly what's going on in each school. This is basically a centralized place where we can put the floor plans of every single school at the fingertips of administrators. It's a very powerful tool, and a lot of districts and institutions do not have this today. So we'll put you guys at the front-running edge of this. This is a slide that talks about Class. Class is a system that was developed by a software developer who's located in New Jersey. The manufacturer is called Silox. They're a local company. We've spent a lot of time with Karen Evans, the owner of the company, recently because of the need in school districts for this type of software. And when they developed this software about 2 years ago, it really became popular because of its power. It has a color system that identifies different situations. Right now we have red and green. Green means good, red means bad. And some districts have a system where they stick a cardboard placard in the window in the event of like an active shooter situation. With this system, with our color code, we can actually, through an interface, trigger a color code of what's going on. So, perfect example, suspicious individual on the school district property. We hit yellow. Now that yellow goes out to every single person in the district that's logged in. It could hit your handheld, it could text message people, it could hit security personnel. The superintendent will have the ability to make an educated decision on what his next move is because he's informed and he knows exactly where it's happening and what's happening before we hit the panic button and everybody, accelerates into action. So it's a good way for communication and visibility. This slide talks a little bit about the wireless lock system that we spoke about. Wireless locks are new technology that came out a couple years ago. As I mentioned, you guys have it in the high school already. It significantly reduces the cost of access control throughout your district. Traditionally, many years ago, we'd have to wire a door with power, many cables to the door to get a card reader and lock down that door. Now with wireless, it enables us in a cost-effective manner to lock down many more doors throughout the district. So that's why we've designed this product. Any questions about wireless locks? Okay. Integrated burglar alarm. Burglar alarm is something that, many of us have in our house, but in a school district, it's much more than that. These infrared sensors are strategically placed throughout the school, and it's much more than a burglar alarm. So let's say the police department gets an alarm from the school that somebody's in the school. That map that we talked about, that's interactive, as the person's moving through the school, these infrared sensors are going to tell law enforcement exactly where that person is by censoring where they are and what they're doing. So big impact, simple technology that a lot of us have in our homes already. System layout, we're not ripping out any computers, we're not ripping out anything the district has already invested in. We're going to simply just grow upon it. This software works on all existing devices and appliances that the district uses already. So no need to reinvest or throw anything out. We're simply going to work with it. It's all web-based, so it's not really hardware dependent. It's more software dependent. Visitor management, very easy to use application that will be implemented at each individual school with reporting and dashboard capability at the administration's fingertips. You want to know how many times an individual came to a school, you go to your visitor management software, I could type in a name, it tells me what time, how long the person was at the school, and what they did. It's a very powerful tool.
One common database, so that if you have a family that has a child in elementary, middle, and high school, and there's a custody issue with one of the parents, it's in once and everybody in the school see it. I don't know what your back end is, whether it's Power School or Genesis, but it integrates with both.
Okay. The software is called Hall Pass. It's a very nice acronym. When access is granted to the person, it also prints out the temporary badge that the person wears, so it knows that they were already vetted through the software, and they got the thumbs up to come on in.
We have more problems with custody issues with these systems than we do with sex offenders. That is the most common thing that happens with this, is custody issues. But this will vet vendors, everything that's coming in. Contractors, vendors, consultants, who's ever coming in. It's gonna check everybody.
If I'm getting a new bathroom or a new roof on one of the schools and I have a contractor who's working there for 3 weeks, I could give them a temporary pass that expires after 3 weeks. So the system knows that they're supposed to be there. So it really gives you a good sense for who's in and out of your buildings. All right, this slide here, I'm going to talk a little bit about camera technology, and I don't want to bore anybody. So camera technology evolves every year. And what the analogy I like to make is when you buy a television at Best Buy or wherever you buy it, 3 years ago you bought it, it looked great. And then 3 years later, 1080p comes out. Wow, high definition. Compare that old television to the new television, and it doesn't look so good. Same concept with cameras. So cameras always get better. So today we're at a 4 megapixel camera, which equates to 4,000 lines. That high definition camera is 1,080 lines, 1080. So these cameras are 4,000 going in. That's the latest and greatest technology. 6 months from now, it might be 8,000. So that's just to put it in perspective. The clearer your cameras are, the more usable they are, the better they help recap a situation that might have occurred within the school. Video management software. Video management software is how we take all the data from all of our cameras throughout the district, put it into one place, catalog it, and make it simple to search. So if I know 15 days ago, we think somebody broke into the bathroom and graffitied it, I can easily go back to this database, which has the entire district worth of cameras, and put a timeline together with those cameras, and I could pretty much single out who did it. So those are the type of investigation tools that you have. Many districts, and I believe your district runs this way now, is there's disparate systems at each individual school. So to log into each school, I got to log out, log back in, log out, log back in. With this video management software, you'll log into one interface and have access to all schools. So it's really the mothership of video.
And this has just a 30-day storage?
So it's customizable. We've quoted it 30 days. We've budgeted it 30 days.
Got
You
it.
can always add more. If you want to go 60, 90, 120, absolutely. We just have to add disk space. But the base design is for 30 days.
What a lot of people that have it, I guess it's a dumb question. It's really
No,
based on the type of business that it
Most
is,
of them are
right?
third- Most of them are third.
Oh, they are.
We did Clifton High School, the largest high school in the state. And we put it in at 90. And the vice principal, Steve Anderson, that's responsible for producing video, he had me add like an additional 80 cameras after the original job. We went from like 160 to 240. Leave it alone, don't make the storage bigger. He even put some, to dilute it, he was getting subpoenas to produce video all the time. It was becoming a full-time job for him. It was more of a burden.
So 30 days is the industry standard. we feel as the professionals that anything over 30 days, you could find yourself as a resource for attorneys and local bodies just to keep operating your video, which becomes a problem. 30 days is the standard. There's no law on it. So, but 30 days, I think that the district is covered and you're in a good place.
What you may be thinking of, and there's a law enforcement ruling by the New Jersey State Attorney General, the body cams from police officers, that video must be stored for 90 days. But that's just for those body cams.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And we could always add more later. If we put it in and said, wow, we're getting a lot of requests at 45 days out. So it's easy to add storage to it. It's basically server space. So you're not pigeonholed to the 30 days forever. You can always add to it.
Great.
Okay? Video nowadays has smart search capabilities. Facial recognition is available to you guys. License plate readers, all the technology is built in. We could use as much or as little as we choose to. And then more importantly is scalability. So the district will always be able to build on the investment of these systems because they're open architecture, they're not proprietary. You could buy any type of camera you like. They're not going to say you only have to buy this type of camera because that's the only one that works with this system. With the systems that we've designed, you will not run into that scenario. They work with everybody's cameras. They're open architecture. Classroom phones, we kind of touched on that a little bit. Ability to quickly communicate with the office, private communications with the office if need be, and then more importantly, the ability to dial 911 from the classroom. So quick scenario. In today's environment, the way your district runs today, and most districts run this way, if I dial 911 from a classroom, the front door address of my school goes out to the police department. So that's time. They show up, they respond. They hope they can find somebody at the front desk that could say, any idea who dialed 911? I don't know, let's take a walk around the school, we'll ask, or I'll go on the PA system and we'll make a page. That's what they do today. With the software that we're going to implement, we're going to push that floor plan to the police department with a flashing red light that shows them exactly within the doorway where the 911 was dialed. So save time on response and really pinpoint on where the issues are happening. This is a small list of references and projects that we've done in the last 12 to 16 months. These are all school districts that tried to keep it in North Jersey, similar in size. Some of them are a little bit bigger, but these are the districts that we've personally worked in. And that's it. That's all I got. Any questions? No. At this point? No?
Nope, I think we're good.
Well,
Thank you.
thank you very much for your
Pretty
time. We
thorough.
appreciate it.
Thank you
No,
very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we move on. Thanks again, we appreciate it.
Yeah, seriously.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Yeah,
you too.
appreciate you
Thank you.
coming in. Thank you.
You sticking it out there? All right. All right, moving on. From the Office of the Business Administrator and Board Secretary under minutes, can I have a motion for B1 through B3?
So moved.
Second.
B1 is a motion to approve the public and executive minutes of April 24th. B2 is a motion to approve the Board Secretary's certification to the Cedar Grove Board of Education. And B3 is a motion to approve the 2018-19 school year substitute rate of pay per diem as listed below. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mr. Mandela,
I abstained from B1 and I for B2 and B3.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. Under business, can I have a motion for B4 through B6?
So moved.
Second?
B4 is a motion that the Cedar Grove Board of Education accepts the recommendation of its insurance broker, IMAC Insurance Agency, and approves the award of a contract to Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield to provide health and prescription drug insurance benefits as listed below. B5 is a motion to accept the generous donation from the Northland FSA in the amount of $330.36 for a grant as listed. And B6 is a motion for approval to proceed with a school facilities project but we're striking the bullet point for Leonard R. Parks. So that one we are not approving. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mr. Mandela,
Aye.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. From the Office of the Superintendent of Schools, under Personnel, can I have a motion for S1 through, let's go big, through S16?
So moved.
Second.
S1 is a motion to affirm the superintendent's report on harassment, intimidation, and bullying from May 8th. S2 is a motion to approve the tuition reimbursement for Rick Mangilli. S3 is a motion to appoint the following staff in accordance with the state emergent hiring procedures. S4 is a motion to retroactively approve Maria Rodriguez, high school extra teaching class. S5 is a motion to retroactively approve Sharon Crone, high school substitute. S6 is a motion to retroactively approve Lisa Williams and Bob Savino, MMS early morning door monitors. S7 is a motion to retroactively accept the resignation of Dylan Benton. S8 is a motion to approve the following staff for summer custodial maintenance work. S9 is a motion to rescind Olivia Miller literary magazine stipend. S10 is a motion to rescind Olivia Miller Mosaic, the Pride Advisor, effective April 1st, and approve Jim DeStefano, Mosaic, the Pride Advisor, effective April 2nd. S11 is a motion to authorize attendance at the following events. S12 is a motion to reemploy and set the salaries for the tenured professional staff members shown below for the 18-19 school year. S13 is a motion to reemploy and set salaries for the non-tenured professional staff members shown below for the 18-19 school year. S14 is a motion to reemploy and set salaries for the secretarial staff members shown below for the 18-19 school year. S15 is a motion to reemploy and set the salary for non-tenured secretarial staff shown for the 18-19 school year. And S16 is a motion to reemploy and set the hourly rates for the following staff for the 18-19 school year. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mr. Mandela,
Aye.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. The meeting is open to the public for comment on items on or off the agenda. Seeing none. Announcement of future meetings. Our next meeting will be May 22nd, same place, same time. And then, I can't even believe we're saying this, June 12th. Where has the year gone? Which is kind of crazy. Anything else?
No.
So I thought the safety and security presentation was great, and I hope everyone will watch it, because I think it's really important. And we will be coming out with our numbers soon on our referendum, and we're going to be looking for, obviously, everybody's support in making this pass. And I believe the referendum date has changed slightly. It's going to be October 2nd. And so, yeah, so we will be making our road shows and making everybody more aware of it. But we're really hoping that we get support on this, because obviously it's extremely important to the staff and our students and the community. So, anything else?
No.
Okay, motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. DiChiara,
Yes.
Mr. Shoner,
Aye.
Mr. Mandela,
Aye.
Mrs. Dai.
Yes. Meeting's over. Have a good night.